Hey, Mark Shepard here, and I had an email today from a young woman in her teen years, high school woman, young woman, who asked me for some advice on she's feeling anxiety, uh, particularly around guys a guy who she's got a crush on. And this is literally crush anxiety, right? It's not crush anxiety, it's anxiety about having a crush. And she asked me what can she do, and the last time she had this was when she broke up with her boyfriend. She's only had one boyfriend, of course. She's in high school, right? So this is for all of you out there, and this works for guys and girls. I have a whole course called How to Get Over a Girl for guys, because a lot of times guys have this entire relationship in their head that that doesn't even exist. But girls are a little bit different in that they do the same thing. So I wanted to just give you a crash course and a few things you can do immediately to stop the anxiety about relationships or about dating or the prom or whatever it is that's going on for you. And I wanted to kind of do it really rapidly. All right. So the first thing you need to be aware of is that you have something called an unconscious mind. And you have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. Your conscious mind is everything you're thinking about right now, and your unconscious mind is everything else. Your unconscious mind beats your heart, breathes your lungs, never sleeps, because it's your unconscious mind that wakes you up if you need to be woken up in the middle of the night. Do you know what I mean? If your unconscious mind slept, you would die, right? So we want to keep our unconscious mind alive, but a lot of what's going on emotionally for us also happens in the unconscious mind. So what I want you to do is to imagine a mental movie screen, kind of like this whiteboard, and the guy that you're hung up on, we're going to draw a picture of him. There's his lips. This is, by the way, the only thing I can draw. And he's not so attractive, is he? Right? But here's what happens. The person that we're in love with, typically we don't see them from the side, right? On our mental movie screen, that's just the only thing I know how to draw. So I have to draw it every once in a while. And this is the only other thing I know how to draw. Okay, so this is the guy, and you have his face on your mental movie screen, right? I know this because I used to get hung up on girls, and I would just see her face wherever I went, just right in front of me, wherever I went, just look up, down, her face right here. And so one of the things you can do immediately is to shrink that person down, boy or girl, shrink that guy or gal down in your mind, make them tiny on the mental movie screen. So instead of this big face, you have a little face. Right? You could even make it smaller. And by the way, erasing it, I'm doing that for a purpose. I do everything on purpose, just so you know. You know, make the person's face that small, right? And then when you have them that small, as you're looking at that person, I want you to drop that person down to your left, right? So that, and then you make them disappear. That's the fastest thing you can do. Take their image, shrink it down, fade it out, right down to your lower left corner, okay? And you can make it dark and dim. You can make it just disappear. Poof. All right? That's one thing you can do, because unconsciously that person is there. This saved my life. This works for grown-ups too, by the way. I was married a second time, and it was one of those one-year marriages, and when it broke up, it almost took me down because I really loved her, and she had some real emotional issues, and it really wasn't my fault. And I had to get her off my mental movie screen. And I had to just shrink her down, fade her out, make her disappear. And every time I did that, it got better. And in fact, what I did was I noticed, and you might play with this, I noticed that for me, when I kind of looked inside and thought of a woman or a girl that I used to have a crush on, I noticed, and who was just friends now, I noticed they were over here. So what I did was I moved over here for me, which would be over here for you, right? So I literally just, friends were over here in small pictures. And so I just, my second wife, I just shrank her down and moved her over here. I didn't drop her over here. And we're still friends to this day. I mean, I got over it, you know. It was just one of those things that we weren't really meant to be together, right? Now, the thing is that you have to remember you are young, and there's so many people in the world who you haven't yet met. And the thing you have to remind yourself as you shrink the person down, move them off your mental movie screen, and for you, it may be putting them behind you might work better, or moving them to this side, or just shrinking them and lowering them straight down. Wherever it works for you, get them off your mental movie screen. I found that the lower left corner works really well because typically people have their past in this direction in their unconscious mind or behind them, right? If you put the person out to your right, chances are that's where your future is, or if you put them out in front of you, chances are that's where your future is as well. There's different options. So we want to put the person behind us or to our left and just get them off the mental movie screen. So that's the first thing. Second thing, stop imagining that there's nobody else out there better than this person, right? There are probably hundreds of people out in your future who are going to be way better for you than this person. This is just a kid. You're in high school, right? You're just beginning. Let every attraction you have for someone be practice. Just practice. You're just practicing feeling what you're feeling and noticing what you're noticing and learning how to interact on a romantic level. And this is hard. We grown-ups screw it up all the time. So how are you expecting to do it right the first time, right? So give yourself some slack, relax, take some nice, long, slow, deep breaths. And here's the other thing. You can do the circular breathing, which I teach in my bullying prevention program. I teach it in my anxiety program. I teach it everywhere because it works. And essentially you want to breathe up the back of your spine, over the top of your head, swirl the breath in front of your forehead. This is you. There's your nose. You're gorgeous. You have 2 hairs. Oh, 3 hairs. Okay. And then you're going to release the breath down the front of your body and swirl. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to imagine roots down into the earth energy. Right? And from those roots, you're going to take the next breath in up the back of your spine, all the way over the top of your head, and then you're going to release down the front of your body. You're just going to keep breathing like that and grounding. The other thing you can do that I teach all the time in all my programs is to move your eyes, look around, because that scrambles your thought patterns, right? Because the eyes are connected to your brain and to different areas of your brain. And so if you can look around, you're scrambling through visual, auditory, kinesthetic, auditory, digital, back to visual, and that helps you to stop being stuck in a loop, right? So the breathing helps you, the grounding helps you, moving your eyes helps you, okay? And then shrink that person down on your mental movie screen, make them disappear, all right? And that's all I can give you in a very, very short time. There's a lot more. If you're interested in learning more, please check out my Crush Anxiety program. Please check out how to get over a guy how to get over a girl if you're a guy, and it would work even if you were a girl. And I don't yet have a full program for girls, but it's on the way. I'm working on it. And I just thought you would like a little bit just to get you going. And I'd like to hear from you. How did this work? Did it work for you? Because I know it works. You just have to do it and practice it. And sometimes I just need to hear from you so I can explain it a little better if there's something you're not getting. So please contact me, honesthypnosis.com, and there's a contact form there. Please join my mailing list, subscribe to this channel, do something to master your mind for a change today. My name is Mark Shepard, and you can also see all the things I do at markshepard.com. All right, thanks so much. Talk to you soon.